Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the month of January 2025. You have this Observer card and this Regeneration card. I feel like you need to observe what needs to be regenerated here, Scorpio. So it would be a good time for like healing, regenerating your energy, gathering more energy, and all those other things. And I think that would be definitely some good actions that you could take at the beginning of the year. You have the Seven of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the Three of Cups here. This first row is giving me vibes of needing to keep things to yourself, right? The Seven of Swords, I think, gets a bad rap in the tarot. Golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. So everybody reads Seven of Swords as lying, cheating, stealing, which it can represent, but really it's a card of tactics. He is doing something in the best way possible. He is stealing those swords from an army in the background, and sorry, I dropped your next card, which was the Seven of Pentacles. So he's going to war, but he's stealing those swords from an army so that they can't be used against him in battle. And so basically it says you need to have a plan for whatever it is that you're doing, but also sometimes I think the Seven of Swords represents doing something delicately as well. He is carrying those swords by their tips, and he is having to tiptoe away. So he's having to do something kind of more secretively. And then we go down to the Eight of Pentacles, which says that you're hard at work. And so, just putting all the pieces together here, Scorpio, I think that it would be a good time for you, like especially if you're working on something new with the Ace of Wands, because usually the Ace of Wands is out with the old and with the new, and it just represents, something new. I would keep it to yourself and keep it away from other people until you really get it going. And I feel like I have said this to you recently, so, definitely could be a continued message. We're basically going to have the Mars retrograde until February 23rd when it goes direct, but then we're still in the shadow until like April 30th. So, again, we have the first, quarter or more of the year is really kind of all about, doing things behind the scenes anyway. So I think it would be a good time for you to kind of like work on things behind the scenes. I also would say, like, with that Observe card, that silent observation might be a good thing. Like, it's like kind of like being the underdog might be, or acting like the underdog, pretending like you don't know what you're doing or something. That could be helpful for you in some sort of situation, right? Where, it's like maybe you know a lot more, but you're kind of keep playing your cards close to your chest, right? And so all of that is popping into my head with those first two cards. You have the Three of Cups, which would be other people. Now, sometimes we have to keep things to ourselves, but we also need help. So people always say I contradict myself when I say this, but actually I don't. So here's how it works. I've been working on a startup for like 3 years now. My family didn't even know that I was working on this new business, but I mean, they're sick of all my ideas anyway. But none of them knew, right, for like the first 2 years that I was working on it. But I had to hire people who could work on it. So there are some people that I didn't tell what I was doing. There are obviously people that I had to tell what I was doing because I don't know how to, develop a website like they can, right? I can build something very simple, but, other than that, I can't do all the crazy stuff, right? So it's like, obviously there might be some people that you have to tell what you're doing. And I feel like the Three of Cups is saying, pay attention to finding the right people. I think like an easy test for this is obviously for hiring employees, you have to tell your employees what they're going to do. But if this is for something else that you're doing in your life, people come from two places. They come from love or fear. And so the people that you can tell are the types of people where when you tell them something, they want to lift you up. That is love. The fear is people that tell you not to do things, and that is the test that I would use in this situation, especially if you're working on something behind the scenes, but maybe you need help. Again, I would avoid the people that come from fear, and I would definitely focus on the people that come from that place of love. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Empress. Yeah, you have the best water sign reading, for sure. The other ones had bigger challenges, for sure, at the beginning of the year, but you have the Empress, which is great, total abundance, total success. Empress is also about doing something intelligently, right? She doesn't work hard. All she has to do is wave that scepter in front of her, and that wheat in front of her will grow. So she is being efficient. The Seven of Swords, he is avoiding war. He is being efficient. So I think efficiency is definitely going to be a key word for you. Like anything that you're setting out to do or work on, what is the most efficient way to do it? And if you don't know, research. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Ace of Cups. Pretty much everyone so far has had at least two aces. in their readings. Almost every single year, I've been doing this for over 10 years now on YouTube, and like every single yearly reading always has, this is for January, but it's the first month of the year. So usually those readings have multiple aces because it's kind of like a new beginning, or we're starting something new. With the Three of Cups, you have the King of Wands. King of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. Also, in a group setting, let's say that you do need help, like I explained, the King of Wands would just say, maintain your lead. It says that all decisions come from you. And, I think that's another good trick. It's okay to tell other people what you're doing, as long as they're not influencing the vision, right? As long as they're not trying to get you to move in a new direction. And so, that's what I would be careful of here. As a matter of fact, I've gone through 3 people working on my startup. I've had to fire 3 people. And the first person, that was why I fired them, is because they kept being like, well, let's do this because it's easier. They were basically lazy. Out the door, gone, sayonara, see you never again, right? So I think that you need to have that kind of attitude. Like your cutoff game at the beginning of the year here needs to be strong. Next in the, what are we doing? What you should do to have the best start. We're looking at what you can do to kickstart the year in January. You have this Temple of the Soul card. It says you're on a karmic path, so you can unravel the mysteries of your karmic debts. Your first card is Strength. And Strength says you've done a lot of work on yourself, which could be very karmic or have to do with your karma. So that makes sense to me. You have this Enchanted Illusions. It says see through the veil of illusion and have the courage to see things as they are. Funny enough, the other 2 water signs also had something very similar of like needing to accept reality and needing to accept things as they are. So, that's what I would do here. You have the Strength card, the 8 of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. The Strength card is about quieting your inner voice or your inner critic. That's what this lion represents, and it's submitting to her. So she's getting this, she's getting her inner voice. She's taking control of it, and she is either changing her inner voice or she's not allowing it to affect her. So again, all 3 water signs also had something about quieting their inner voice. So it could just be, the beginning of the year could just be a great time for you to make sure that you're not like stinking thinking, make sure you're keeping it positive and focusing on exactly what you want. You have the 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is straightforward, diligent work. He is just working on one thing. And I feel this has come up for you recently as well, Scorpio, that you need to be focused. So he is focusing on completing one task. For you to have a great start to the year, I think you should. Like right now, today is December 20th. So this will be out on the 21st. If you're watching this video early before January, I wouldn't wait. Like pick something right now. Pick one task, one thing, one tiny goal even to complete and see it through all the way to the end. That's the whole point of the 8 of Pentacles, is that it represents material success on the horizon. He's very close to his goal. He only has one more pentacle right here to complete after this one, and then he will accomplish his goal, but he has to finish. So I would I think that the beginning of the year kind of sets us up for the rest of the year. And I think that if you could end January with a win, like some sort of goal completion or completing a project or whatever, it would just really set you up to have a great year where you maybe get a lot done or you accomplish more than you thought. You have the Page of Swords. Definitely a year to be curious. We still have Neptune and Pisces. I think with Neptune and Pisces that we should be curious. That's like just a small part of it, right? I think we should dig into mysteries, anything that we don't know about or anything that we need to learn about, we should just learn about it. So I think curiosity, and also you have the Page of Pentacles here going to the Knight of Wands, which would be going on an adventure of education. The Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness. So I think just literally learning about things that you don't know would be probably a good start to the year. With the Strength card, you have the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is about really being grateful for what you have. So I think practicing gratitude or, practice doing things that make you grateful would be a great idea with the 9 of Pentacles. It's funny that I said focus because she has this little falcon on her hand here, and that falcon represents her training her focus. So clearly being focused on completing one task would be amazing. With the 8 of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is learning as you go. She's not sure if what she is going to do is going to work or not. The only thing that she knows is that the sun is guiding her to something. And so the sunflower points towards the sun. It basically says that she follows her bliss or her joy, or she moves towards things that make her happy, right? And I think that would be a great thing for you to do as well with the Queen of Wands. I also think that, again, picking one thing and completing it without knowing if it's going to work or not is kind of what's important with the Queen of Wands, especially with that 8 of Pentacles. So again, that's just a continuation of that message. With the Page of Swords, you have the Page of Wands. A lot of page energy here with these three. So the pages, this to me is saying that you're excited for a new beginning. And, we have a new beginning with 2 aces right here. So, again, this could just be you working on a new beginning. You also have the King and Queen of Wands here, which definitely could be divine counterparts. So these readings weren't really meant to be love readings, but, there could be love coming in for you. Next, we're going to look at your challenges for January and the start of the year and what you can do to overcome those challenges, obviously. You have this ponder card and this barrier card. So this literally could be saying that you are just focusing on the barriers. You're not focusing on like how to overcome the challenge, right? And it's funny because there's like a bridge right here on this card, which would be the solution to this barrier card over here. Sorry, it's not focusing there, but again, I think that you're kind of like imagining a situation, but you could be too focused on the challenges that could appear. It's also interesting that you end with the Knight of Wands. I always say that the Knight of Wands is the true builder in the tarot. If he comes to an obstacle like this, he will build a bridge if he needs to overcome a challenge. So I feel this is, part of your challenge for the beginning of the year is that you need to realize that you are unstoppable. Maybe you need to develop that belief with the Strength card, because strength is all about developing beliefs, and it's not necessarily easy, but I believe in you and you can do it, Scorpio. You have the Two of Pentacles. Too much going on. Two of Pentacles is spinning plates. I'm kind of giving me Ten of Wands vibes. I'm kind of surprised the Ten of Wands isn't here because, again, that's really what I'm feeling off of the Two of Pentacles is that you have a lot going on. You're dealing with a lot of issues and challenges maybe, or not even. Maybe you just have a lot of responsibilities. And, that doesn't have to be a bad thing, but, it could be distracting or, it could be holding you back a little bit. So, again, we're also looking at solutions here. And I think the solution would be making sure that the responsibilities you are taking care of are your own. And obviously, if they're not, then get rid of those responsibilities. You have the Page of Pentacles, some sort of knowledge gap, right, with the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles in a challenge position could just say what I said on the Queen of Wands, that you don't know what you need to know. And so the Page of Pentacles solution is to learn about whatever it is that you're dealing with. And that's definitely what I would do with this Page of Pentacles energy is like learn as much as you can about whatever it is that you're doing. You have the Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords is pretty good. Queen of Swords is clarity on the future. One thing that I would say is that, she has her hand up, so she's willing to receive, but she also has that sword up, so she might be being a little bit too cautious or a little bit too standoffish to new situations, and it could be anything. So, maybe opening up could be something that would be helpful for you. I also think releasing the past as well. She has her back to the past, and so her back is to the whole rest of the reading. And so, as a challenge, it could say that it's kind of like time to release the past, or it's time to release something from the past, and, that could be helpful as well. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Four Swords, rest, right? Like I said, you're too busy with that Two of Pentacles. Four Swords, I think, could be also a solution because Four Swords is resting, relaxing, recovering. And remember, we have the Empress with the Seven of Swords as well. So whenever I have the Empress and the Seven of Swords, it really tells me that there are probably better ways you could be doing things. I look at the Empress sometimes as creating a slip and slide in life. I'm a big fan of creating slip and slides in life, meaning that you should just be creating as much you should be removing as much friction as you can. And so with the Empress, on a personal level, if I were to get the Empress in a reading, I like to look at what I'm trying to accomplish, and then I say, where are the sticking points? Where are things slowing down? Where am I creating friction? And how can I smooth those things out? Can I get rid of them? Can I hire a person to take care of it? Can I, am I just making it too hard? Like, what is the answer? And so I think that taking some time to look at those sticking points in your life and saying, like, how can I overcome this might be the solution. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords would be only seeing one solution when there are many. So the Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction. It's actually a pretty good card to get because it basically says you're making things too hard, right? And it says that there are easy solutions. You just have to learn about them, and then you will easily set yourself free. This is I would say this is very common fixed sign energy right now. So, it doesn't, I can't say I'm surprised, right? With the Queen of Swords, you have the Devil. Past, right? Your past things that you've dealt with. This could be anything. The Devil could be part of your story. It could be a person, a place, a thing, something that you tell yourself every single day with the Strength card. So the Devil is the ties that bind. These people are bound right here to the Devil. And really, the thing about the devil is that those chains come down to like here on their body. They could easily lift those chains from around their necks. And so we have to remove ourselves from toxic influences or things that we feel, define us, which is more what I feel for you, Scorpio. Like, I don't think this is a person. That could be part of it, but, I think this is more talking about your story, that, how you think about yourself, and I think that's what needs to change. And especially with the Strength card, because the Strength card is all about kind of like looking at, looking at the words that you use against yourself and changing those words, and also believing in yourself more. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have the Snake Spirit. It says time to heal, 4 swords. You have this Bobcat. It says life is a mystery. We see a lot of mystery here. Page of Swords, the Empress, the High Priestess at the end here is also a card of mystery. But this is coming up in the good stuff. So, looking into mystery or, again, educating yourself on things that you don't know seems to be like a really solid solution for you, Scorpio. You have the Knight of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. The Knight of Wands is a card of adventure or going on adventures. So, and it does, I do think that it's a good time to go on adventure. We had Mercury finally moving forward in Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius is all about adventure. You could be going on mental adventures with the Knight of Wands, like learning new things, like I already said. I also think that you need to realize that you are kind of like learning how to become unstoppable. It's kind of what I feel like this reading is saying. It's saying that there might be certain obstacles that have been holding you back, or certain mindsets that have been holding you back for a long time. And I think you need to realize that like you can build the bridges to overcome those obstacles very easily. And, that's what I would start looking into. You have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles can be a change in direction. It also says, it's my card that says, is the juice worth the squeeze? He's looking at everything that he has grown in his life so far, and he's saying, is it worth it or not? Or should I make a change? But it's coming up in the good stuff, so I think a lot of you could be realizing with that Two of Pentacles, like I said, that, some things are worth it, some things aren't. And you could be removing friction or making things more smooth with that card. You have the High Priestess, very intuitive time, so I would definitely be trusting your intuition. I would also be kind of like dreaming big with the High Priestess and the good stuff. I always say that she has no roof over her head, and the card itself represents unlimited potential. The no roof over her head says that whatever she sets her mind to, she can accomplish. So again, I think you need to dream big with this card, with the whole reading, really. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Strength card. We were talking about the Strength card with the Knight of Wands. Again, I think you need to mentally realize that you can easily build those bridges to overcome those mental blocks or, those things that are holding you back. Really, I mean, if I were you, Scorpio, that's like the one thing that I would take away from this reading is that you are in charge of your story and you can start telling a new story and you can work on those blockages. And that's pretty much the only thing I would focus on in June if I were you. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Five of Pentacles. Again, pretty good. Because Five of Pentacles normally represents feeling left out in the cold. But in the good stuff, this could say that you are improving your finances this month, or you are finding a way to improve your finances with the Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. With the High Priestess, you have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is normally being disappointed by the opportunities that you're receiving. But in the good stuff, it would say you're finally getting that opportunity that you've been waiting for. And so that's kind of the feeling I get there on the Four of Cups. And I think that you're going to have to trust your intuition on like some sort of opportunity or something that's coming in for you with that card. You have this Heart card. It says love, deep affection, and caring. With the Ace of Cups, I would move towards your heart. Again, fixed signs are going to be in a heart-based, or your heart is more of a focus between now and like the end of the year. So I think focusing on your heart and what your heart is guiding you to do, even if it doesn't make sense with the Queen of Wands, is going to be kind of like your superpower, right? You have this Tree card. It says affairs with your family. A lot of people have had a lot of stuff with family or spending time with family, so I think it could be a good time to do that. Can't make this one up. You have this Bull card. It says do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Strength twice. And also do not quit. Again, you can build the bridges over whatever obstacles are in your way. And I think once you realize that, you're going to be like charging forward like a bull. And that's exactly what you should do here, Scorpio. You have this Ant card. It says work, achievement, success, 8 of Pentacles, right? I'm telling you right now, again, there are two things that I would do if I were you. Change your story, strength, work on it, like we just said. But also, I forgot about that, the 8 of Pentacles. I would like pick one big I wouldn't make it too big, but I would definitely pick something that might be like a little bit of a stretch, but would also be like a good accomplishment. So you don't want to make it like so hard that it's going to, that the goal is going to take you forever. But I would pick a goal that's maybe just like a little bit of a stretch here, because I feel if you do it, it's going to, again, really kickstart your 2025, and you're going to be starting on the right foot. You have the Grasshopper card. It says situation in the balance that requires careful handling, 7 of Swords. We basically talked about this, so I would definitely keep things to yourself for now but you can tell the right people. I talked about that, and yeah, looks really good. I kind of like where this is going, so thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.